always, beneficial to know what's going on with the economy. And like today's forecast, we didn't just talk about what they project for the future, but we spoke about, what's happened in the past and how that's kind of affecting where the market is today.
I have heard of Ted Jones before. I actually have seen him speak once before. And I always think that the information he provides is very insightful. It's very useful. And although it was primarily a commercial, talk, I'm in residential, I think it applies to both, residential and commercial.
I would say that Ted is great at mixing, humor with the numbers. So he's really relatable. His data are very on point and straightforward. So it's a great way to learn and to educate yourself on the market and on the economy overall.
Realtors, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is on November 20th.
At the Houston Community Collective from 9:30 to 3:30, it's the 2025 Housing Symposium, and it's going live.
The theme, mission, possible. The challenge, Houston's housing market. The objective, actionable strategies and real results.
You'll hear from expert speakers, dive into panel discussions, and get insights from the leaders shaping the future of housing.
Network with the top professionals, tackle critical issues, and leave ready to make an impact. Every move counts.
So mark your calendars. Gear up. The 2025 Housing Symposium, Mission Possible.
And remember, failure is not an option.
With TRLP, I think the biggest thing that I've taken away is all of the friendships and the memories that we've had over the past several months. And I'm going to miss being able to see everyone, for at least 6 to 8 hours, at least once a month. And I'm definitely going to miss that, but I know that we're going to grow in relationships and bring that into our personal lives as well as professional lives. So I'm really going to miss all the friendships and the people that I had on a day-to-day basis.
It's good. I'm gonna miss the camaraderie, but we're gonna keep the camaraderie alive, so we made it.
Again, for me, companionship, all of the relationships, a big plus, and I wouldn't want to be here with anyone else.
Class of 2025, the best
ever.
Good morning and welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media and Sponsorships for HAR. Whether you know it or not, HAR offers a lot of powerful tools, and if you're like most realtors, you might not be using all of them or even know what's included in your HAR membership or your MLS subscription. So today, Sally Snook is back to help us unpack a few of these hidden gems, highlight some recent updates to member favorite tools like Rentspree, and share a sneak peek of what's coming. Welcome back to the program, Sally.
Good morning, Christina. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for taking time for us. It's been a little while, but I'm really excited to get some updates from you. Now, if anybody hasn't heard from you before, which hopefully they have at this point, but if they haven't heard from you, tell us a little bit about yourself, Sally, who you are and what you do for HAR.
Great. So I'm HAR's Technology Marketing Manager, which is a newer role. I guess I've been in it for a couple of years now. And really what my role is to kind of bridge the gap between members and technology. Members and communications, members and quite a few people who help me do this, but members and our education department. So just kind of an ambassador for HAR, and there are times when I'll talk about government affairs and advocacy to a point just to let our members know that we do have lots of departments, lots of staff, lots of resources for them.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to dive into some of that today. I mean, there's so many things that we could talk about in these 30 minutes we have together, but we're going to dive into some of that today. Now, please, if you could, give us a quick reminder, the difference between an HAR membership and an HAR MLS subscription.
Okay, great. And most of the time, our members are MLS subscribers, but HAR membership, so the Houston Association of Realtors, is the second largest local trade association in the United States. And we have about 48,000 members, and that is comprised of real estate brokers, agents, realtors, and then we also have our affiliate members, our service providers. We call them our affiliate members. On the MLS side, that is open to TREC licensed agents and appraisers. That membership that subscription opens those agents and appraisers, opens them to the data in the MLS, all things matrix, data, tools, reports. And something that has come about in this last year is that Matrix, our system, our MLS, all of our MLS subscribers have access to about 80% of the listings in the state of Texas. We have a data share. We're the only one in Texas that has a data share with Lyra, Unlock, and then also Netris. So it's those MLS subscribers. They have tools, they have features, basically to work their business, manage their transactions, etc.
Okay, so it's kind of a blurred line there for some, but there are some clear distinctions, and I think it's important to just kind of understand that. Now, kind of the selling point of why somebody should tune into this, we were saying there's some things that you're not using. So what are just a few of, and I'm going to ask for both the MLS subscription and membership, but what are some of the most underused tools or resources that are included in an HAR membership?
Okay, so first of all, I just want everyone to know that those of us who work for the association, about 100 of us, our mission on a daily basis is to help our members achieve ongoing success. So the first benefit of the HAR membership I would want everyone just to kind of be aware of is there's 100 of us and we're here to help you. We are here to serve you. So that's, our, 10 plus departments, that's like the greatest resource, in my opinion, for our members to keep, be aware of. It's not just the QA department. It's not just a support department. We have government affairs and advocacy. We have our political affairs group. We have our Comgate group. We have video services. We kind of have it all. So I would say, secondly, classes. We have free and discounted classes. Our education department is robust. I know that they've made changes to existing classes this year, and there's more to come for 2026. Specifically for Matrix classes, which we'll talk a little bit about later. But that's really important, our education department. Most of those classes are free, like tools classes, etc. So those are member benefits. A couple other things, HAR agent profiles. We have, HAR.com is the most looked at, most viewed real estate website in the state of Texas. And so all of our members do have an agent profile that they can beef up, right? Like make it as branded to the agent as possible. So we really want all of our members to make sure that their profiles are up to date. We have area networking meetings, which I really want to stress those because each one of those is like an educational meeting. There's always a guest speaker. Most of them, depending on the group, and I think we have 11 groups now, just that new one off to the east. Those networking meetings are free or a nominal cost. They can be monthly, quarterly, every other month. So those are really important too. And then I would say lastly, but definitely not leastly, if that's a word, is our 5-minute realtor. And that is an email that comes every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, pretty much on the dot. And it is for all of our members to know what's going on, area networking meetings, classes, just all things HAR that we hope that all of you are looking at. And then, Christina, as you know, we have that. We took your group and Video Services took the 5-minute realtor and then made that HAR weekly update, that video that you and part of the staff are making on a weekly basis. So if you did miss that 5-minute realtor email, because I know everybody gets a lot of email, you can watch it, watch a video that recaps it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really glad you mentioned it because it is consistently there in your inbox every Tuesday at 10 a.m. So, and it's like it says in the name, 5 minutes of your time to just see what's going on. So very valuable stuff there. Thank you so much. And we were sharing some links in the comments for the har.com/education website and also where you can find your local area networking group if you have not taken advantage of one of those meetings yet. So let's also move to the subscription side. What powerful tools or resources do members often overlook?
So the first and foremost, I actually went and asked our MLS, our MLS department, like, what would you want members to or MLS subscribers to be aware of, to remember? And the first thing that came up is that listing data checker. And everyone has it. It's on your matrix dashboard, whether you're using the new mode, which is an adaptive user interface, which kind of fills the screen and it's really user friendly on the app also. That listing data checker is where you can see if you do have any violations. I mean, we want the MLS to be that data to have the most integrity. So keeping your listings, your listings updated, having the correct number of photos, that's really important. So looking at that listing data checker, if you do have a violation, and typically, you have a few days to make the correction, it'll be lit up. That link will be lit up in red. So always take a look at that. Remember that we do have a lot of reports and customized reports, preset reports under market reports and the data tabs in Matrix. So be looking at that. One right now, which is really important, is that monthly inventory. And people are looking at that because that's a good indicator of how things are going and how to communicate with your seller clients. So that's another one. This is new, so it's not like someone kind of missed it, but we did add a new link inside that Access Matrix box, and it says more resources. It was put there on Friday, and what that does, if anyone needs more resources for your MLS subscription, it'll give you like guides, video tutorials, top rules to remember, everything about Matrix. So take a look at that. It's called More Resources. It's a link inside that box. And then, of course, for listings, DPR, and we also and forewarn. That's something that we've been talking about for a couple of years, and I'm still so surprised that we don't have more of our MLS subscribers who do utilize the app. But it's a benefit for our MLS subscribers.
Yeah, absolutely. Some great stuff there. Thank you so much for sharing that. If you have questions for Sally, please type those in. We'll get to as many of your questions as we can. We've got a lot of people saying good morning. And I did have a comment going back to the area networking meetings. From Tracy Henderson, who heads up the South Bay Area SBARB group, as it's called. She said their next breakfast is in December. So for anybody in the Clear Lake, League City, surrounding areas, that's a great breakfast for you to attend. So thank you, Tracy, for heading that up and for sharing that with us. Let's talk a little bit about Rentspree, because Rentspree is a feature that is available to us, and there have been some changes to it. Can you first tell us what is Rentspree and what are the changes?
Okay. If you don't mind, I just want to go back a little bit. Just one
sure.
thing about the area networking meetings. I didn't want to interrupt. First of all, good morning, Tracy. That South Bay area, their December program is something that everyone should see. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because just because your business is located, your office is located, say, for example, in Katy, And so you are going to get that email reminding you of, area networking meetings out the Katie way. Remember, as a HAR member, you can attend any of those area networking meetings. You're going to get an email saying, hey, this is the one that's coming up in your area. But if any of you did want to go down to the South Bay area, a meeting in December, you can do that. Get on the education website, look it up, and you can register for it. So just wanted to plug that in there because we do get questions about that. Just 2 weeks ago, I had a member, why am I not hearing about different networking meetings? Yeah. Well, it's tied to where your office is, but we have calendars. Education department has all of them on there. So be on the lookout for those.
Very good. Sally, before we jump into Rentspree, we had several questions that came in I wanted to address really quick. First, you mentioned DPR. So a couple people were asking, what is DPR? And then you also mentioned the app. So there was a question, is there a DPR app?
Oh, Forewarn app. I apologize. So yeah, Forewarn app. Okay, DPR, Down Payment Resource Programs. So if any of your listings have they're eligible for a DPR program. That can be through the county, that can be through the state of Texas, whatever it is. Then there's an icon on your listings that is for the DPR program. And so a consumer can click on that and they can see the ones that are available. That doesn't mean that they're necessarily eligible. Also on HAR.com, we have the DPR widget, that area where a consumer can go in and say, okay, here's my criteria, maybe my household income, if I'm an educator, if I'm a military veteran, active military, there are 7 questions that they can fill in. If they have an HAR account, then those answers will be saved. And then they can search for programs that they are eligible for. So it's just a nice thing that's there. Our listing agents, our members, MLS subscribers, they don't have to do anything. That information is already there on their listings and for consumers to look up.
Very good. Thank you so much. And so DPR, down payment resource, we did share a link in the comments for that as well, for anybody that is looking for more information there. There was a quick mention, where's the more resources button? I know it was answered in the chat, but if you want to just tell us again really quick, the more resources that you mentioned.
Okay, so again, it's new. It just went live like 3 o'clock on Friday. So when you get into the members only area, your dashboard, over to the right, you know where that button is, Access Matrix. Don't click the button, look down a little bit, and we have quite a few links there, like for support and resources and phone numbers. And trust me, we want our subscribers to have all of the information that they need, the support that they need. So in that box where the Access Matrix button is, in there, it'll say more resources and an arrow. And that's where you can find it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Couple more questions here, and then we'll get back to Rentspree. Where is the data checker in the MLS? You mentioned the data checker.
So when you do click on Access Matrix, then you will be taken into your Matrix dashboard. It is one of what we call like a blue widget. It is one of the categories right there on your dashboard. Whenever you take a Matrix class, our instructors will always say, make sure your listing data checker is to the top left, just below news and features, news and alerts. And that widget, that blue box, cannot be moved. So we always say, find that listing data checker and then move it up right below. Expand it. Don't minimize it, because if you do have a violation, it'll be that my violations will be highlighted in red. It'll be a link. And like I said, we give you, like, depending on the violation, 3 to 5 days in order to correct it. And that's what we want. We want the MLS to be accurate, up to date. So the goal is not to fine. The goal is to make sure that maybe you just forgot something or whatever it is. We want to
Yes.
it's all good. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you so much for that. And another quick question here from Alma. She was asking, do we have any free global classes?
Well, I know we have the CIPS designation, which there is a fee for that. So we might have a webinar, and I'm pretty sure that we do. And so maybe someone on the back end, maybe someone can look up for that. But I will tell you that the Global Information Exchange is a part of your member benefits, and so you can look that up. Global Information Exchange in the members only area. Lori Kerper, she is the one who handles that. She's our director over international or global. And once you join, it's free to join. Then you can get like their monthly newsletter. They do a lot of stuff on social media, and that's just a growing group. They have their own advisory group. So I would definitely look into that.
Yeah, very good. And we do have a global webinar coming up. I'm sure somebody can share the information about that in the chat. And the webinars are always free to attend. So definitely recommend that for you, Alma. And one more just quick comment. I wanted to mention Alicia, who is one of our on-staff outreach specialists. She just made this comment. Over 80% of HAR listings qualify for some sort of down payment resource assistance. So very good point there from Alicia that I wanted to mention. Now, so Rentspree, tell us a little bit about what is Rentspree and what changes have been made to it recently.
Okay, so Rentspree is part of the MLS subscription, so it's no cost to our MLS subscribers, and it is a tenant screening tool. And so what we've done the last couple of months is that we have added, you have to do it through Matrix listing agents. You can add the rental application directly on your listings on HAR.com. So we're really trying to make it easy for potential renters to be able just to click on that rental application and fill that out. Based on member feedback, we did get the Texas Realtors rental application added to Rentspree. So now when you do go in, you put in your listing, you can actually choose that you're using Rentspree and then also choose the Texas Realtors rental application. And that was something that our members wanted. 21% of our rentals on HAR.com are linked. Our listing agents are using Rentspree, so it's a benefit for our MLS subscribers. So we're hoping with a couple of these new updates, more of you will all use it.
Yes, very good. Thank you so much. And I do see some helpful links being shared in the chat. So if you are somebody who's wanting to take advantage of some of the things that Sally is mentioning, please check out those links. There was a comment that just came in from Kimberly. She said, I used Rentspree in this way for the first time last week, and it was amazing. So great. And you do need to activate for your Rentspree, you do need to activate that account. We did share a link in the Facebook chat. I think we also need to share it in the YouTube chat there, but it's just cms.har.com/Rentspree to activate your account. So very good. Thank you for sharing that update with us, Sally. And I love that it was based on member feedback that we were able to implement some new things. Now, leading into this, you mentioned a new media platform called Shudder to me. Can you tell us a little bit about Shudder, or at least what can you tell us about it so far?
Okay, good, because it is a work in progress. Daily meetings for it that pretty much an hour or so. Like the technology team is really diving into it. And what it is, it's going to be a new management solution for listing media, and also an area where photographers can put in all of their profile, their information. And so then listing agents will be able to connect with them. It's almost like a photographer or listing media company marketplace. So there's that. We're working on that connection there. Listing agents will be able to research the photography or media companies, connect with them. On the photographer side, the media company side, there's a lot of information that you all can put in and join free. There's no cost for it, to be able to market yourselves to our listing agents. For example, your agent, your profile, your company profile, you can have collaborators. So if you have large companies, we'll have quite a few representatives, and all of those can be added. It is for large and small media companies, so don't think it just has to be for the big ones. You can put in your portfolio, some examples. Your Google reviews can also be in there. Your pricing plans or your packages that you do offer, and the type of services that you offer. So it's a great way for this connection between listing agents and media companies.
Excellent. Ellen asked, will Shutter include drone vendors as well?
Yes, yep. There's a whole list of different types, like interior, aerial, interior photos, virtual staging, HDR photography. Yeah. So everything, pretty much. We're looking forward to that.
Very good. Are there any other upcoming tech tools or resources on the horizon that you're excited about?
So within the CRM, our HAR CRM, we are working on collaborators. I'd say that is the next, in tandem with the Shutter platform. We're working on collaborators within HAR CRM. Right now, it's a single sign-in process. No one has access to it except for the Platinum subscriber who works in the CRM. But we know that that's kind of limited. So we're working on collaborators, those different permissions, somewhat similar to Showing Smart, how you all can assign maybe an office admin or someone co-lister to help you work your showings. This would be the same thing for the CRM. And of course, marketing plans. We're working on that also for the CRM.
Very exciting. Love that how robust the CRM is becoming. That's wonderful. What are some of the most common questions or tech issues that our support teams at HAR hear from members?
So again, going back to the MLS team, just knowing those MLS rules, and there are a lot, right? I mean, I think it's like 50, 55, pages of rules, but we do have some quick resources, a little cheat sheets, like the top rules to remember. I even get questions sometimes like, hey, my listing, my coming soon listing is almost at 21 days. Like, my seller's not ready. What do I do? And so all of those questions that that you need to know. That is what we would want our MLS subscribers to be aware of. So they hear that all the time. Again, that listing data checker, we had year to date 57,000 violations, and that does not make us happy. We don't want to have violations, but it's just keeping up with the rules. There's a 4-hour class that Lloyd teaches that can get you up to date, because every year, rules are our MLS rules are talked about. Members have suggestions, and so they're voted on. So they do change, and so keeping up to date with all of those. And if you ever do have questions, MLSQA@HAR.com. They are there to help you. They answer within minutes, or not even a minute usually. Rely on. And we also have the chat bot too, which is live in the members only area. So
Excellent. And we did share the top MLS rules to remember, a link to that resource, which is, I think, such a valuable resource, as you stated in the comments. So please go check those out so that there aren't any issues. And I know you said it was 57,000. Was it 57? Yeah, violations, but but not 57,000 fines because, as
Oh, no.
Sally said, the staff is there to work with you, and using things like the listing data checker are there to help you so you don't get fined. So very good. Now, I'm always curious about this, and I think it would be different depending on whatever staff member that I asked. But is there one specific tool or feature that you wish every realtor used more consistently?
I'll be very kind of specific here. For our listing agents, I wish that they utilized the quick list platform, all those tools a little bit more. It really is your one-stop shop, and to manage your listing, use AI tools, get data for your listings to send to your sellers, ways to promote your listings. It's not just for a listing agent. There are tools in there that a platinum subscriber could use, but focusing, you asked me that one thing, for listing agents to utilize, because it's just that one place that you can go for all of your listings.
Excellent. How can agents make sure they're actually using all the tools and resources that are included in their membership and MLS subscription?
So that is where, like, you really just have to know what your business is, and depending on your business, you got to go kind of try to find those tools and those resources. So, for example, I mentioned listing promotion, a listing agent. Then they can go look, maybe take that listing class, that platinum subscriber class, mastering listing promotion for platinum subscribers, something like that. So I would say that you really have to know your business, and things are changing right now in the market. So analyzing, and then maybe it is taking a class. This is a great time to maybe diversify and maybe brush up on your skills. If you're not one to use AI, then kind of been leery about it. Then we have actually a series of classes on AI. One is taught by HAR, and others, the other ones are through HAR, but a different outside of HAR. So I would say that just know your business and then go find those resources. And I'm sure, and someone will put into the chat, we actually do have a list. It's not all of our tools, but for example, as an MLS subscriber, you can see all of the tools that are available to you. And then it's actually part of a comparison chart, and then the tools for platinum subscribers.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Jim was asking if you could restate what is the free 4-hour class to avoid violations?
Okay, it's not. I don't. That one is not free. Okay, so let me go back. In 2026, in January, we will have a 5-part matrix series, which is going to be like the basics and customization and reports, things like that. So there are 5 of them. One thing in particular will be matrix for buyer agents and a matrix class for seller agents. So Rita's group is really trying to customize these classes and make them a little more specific to what our MLS subscribers need. The 4-hour class that goes line by line of every MLS rule, I believe that is $25.
Okay.
So I apologize if I misspoke about that one. But the matrix classes that we offer, that 5-part series, those are free for our MLS subscribers. You can take them as many times as you want. But the 4-hour class one, 4 CE credits eligible also, I believe is $25.
Excellent. Thank you so much. There was a question about the CRM, and are there any limitations to the CRMs as far as importing?
I'm assuming importing contacts. Richard, that's your question. Okay. I don't think so. There are 4 ways to import contacts into the CRM. Besides your showing smart buyer sellers and your like my contacts, your HAR contacts, those are automatically going to be imported as soon as you log in the first time. So those are going to be brought over. But then we have 4 other ways. We have a quick button to import your matrix contacts. CSV files. So if you are using an Excel spreadsheet or maybe another CRM, you can export into a CSV file and get those in. You can import your email provider contacts. So you can, Outlook, Gmail, Yahoo, whatever your email is, you can connect it to the CRM and then import contacts. And it doesn't mean that all of them have to be imported. Some people are like, wait, I use one email address for my personal and work contacts. So you can bulk add or individually select. So it doesn't have to be all of them. And then the last way is to import your mobile device contacts. Same thing. You can load 50 at a time, kind of more of that bulk, or individual. It won't just automatically bring over all of your contacts from your phone.
Very good. Thank you so much. Couple other questions. There's actually 2 questions around this. Are there ever any deals for Platinum? So for the Platinum subscription.
Okay, so we did just have a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
That was a big deal back in September, mid-August through the end of September, where we did offer a automatic or a renewal at the price that was $129 plus tax per year. And so anyone who is up for renewal, we allowed them to renew early, and so that was the one. But now the Platinum subscription is $199 plus tax, and so there's a lot of work on the back end because it is an annual subscription and it's an auto renewal. You can opt out, but we have it set up so it's an auto renewal. So we really don't offer too many. Don't offer any deals on that, and we feel $199 plus tax is definitely worth the price for the 60 tools that we have in the Platinum subscription.
Yeah, I was going to say that the Platinum subscription, I think, is a deal itself. When you see those comparison charts of outside sources or third party vendors that might offer the same thing, I mean, the price difference it's pretty astronomical in some cases. So, so thank you for the question there, Courtney. And there was also a question, and this might be more maybe this is a question that we would need to contact MLS QA for, but is there a quick place where I can find data already provided by month for luxury listings, reports on my MLS versus creating my own every time? So it sounds like Kathy might be using the market reports or the stats reports inside of Matrix. Is there another place that she could be using?
No, I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm going to kind of put that on the MLS group, and I can ask them that. I mean, I know you can create and save customized reports in Matrix. I'm just kind of reading the question there.
Yeah. And I would also mention to Kathy, har.com/newsroom. We put out a lot of different reports on a weekly basis, actually. Specific to luxury, we typically put out something, the most expensive homes that were sold, and we put out some data like that. But there's a lot of different reports on har.com/newsroom, including affordability reports and different things like that too. So definitely something that you could access. Very good. And there was Nathan did comment, use stats, create your own criteria, then save the settings, and you can easily access at any time. So very good. Excellent. Yes, absolutely. Well, Sally, this has been excellent. For any member that hasn't explored their tools or benefits in a while, where's the best place to start?
I would go to that comparison chart. It'll go through all of the MLS subscriber benefits, and then it'll show the Platinum ones too. But it's just a great way to do that. Again, analyze your business, see what needs to be done. You know, we're getting to the end of the year, so you're probably setting your real estate goals for next year. And maybe you're thinking, okay, I need to diversify. Maybe I need to move from, you know, the rental market to the buying market. And so look at those matrix classes. Always go to the education website because there's so many classes. There's one that I do want to point out. It's crafting conversations and overcoming objectives. So just like within the last 2 weeks, I've heard from members like, I need to set my seller expectations. You know, the market isn't as active as it was. And so that class is a great one to be able to have those conversations. You know, sometimes those can be tough conversations. And so that class will help you kind of dive deeper into, you know, how can you say things, what should be said in the most professional way.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Sally. We've shared a lot of different links in the comments, and I'm sure the conversation will continue even after this is over with additional questions coming in. So if you are watching the replay and have questions, please type those in and we will continue to answer them even after the stream is over. Well, Sally, again, I want to thank you for your time today. This was really helpful, I think, and some of the comments that are coming in are stating that as well. So we appreciate it.
Great. Have a good week, Christina.
Absolutely. Well, that is it for this Member Focus Monday. We will be having a little break for Thanksgiving for the next 2 weeks. So we will be back on December 8th at 9 a.m. with a new topic for you. So be sure to tune in. Have a great week, and I hope everyone has a wonderful, safe, and happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.